How did people buy plane tickets before the internet? Did you just show up at the airport? Travel agents, or calling the airline's reservation number? I agree with phone and travel agent responses. But keep in mind that the airports were a different vibe back then. You could easily park and go to the airline ticket counter to buy a ticket if you wanted. You could even walk your loved one to the gate and watch their plane push back. Yes, you could just show up at the airport ticket counter and buy a ticket at the counter, as shown in the movie, Airplane. And of course they'd ask if you wanted smoking or non-smoking. And of course it was a printed paper ticket, not a QR code on your phone. Alternatively, you'd go to a travel agent and say, I want to go to Chicago for a week on May 3rd. And they'd book your airline tickets, hotel, rental car, and sometimes even shows for you, even though they took a cut. This wasn't much more expensive than doing it yourself because they had access to special bulk deals from the airlines and hotels. A third option was you could buy them over the phone by calling the airline, like you used to make hotel reservations. The last time I used a travel agent was 1994, when a group of us were going to a convention in Las Vegas, and it made sense for us to just let a travel agent do it for us rather than all of us try to book the same flights and hotels on our own. Either that or go to a travel agency, which was like IRL Expedia. As late as the 1990s, every town of any size had a travel agency office or two, with posters of tropical lands or Paris on the walls and a person behind the desk who understood the intricacies of Sabre, the industry scheduling system. Local travel agencies were one of the early industries to be destroyed by the internet. There were travel agents. This post has me shaking my fist at clouds and rambling about how in my day we wore an onion on our belt because it was the style at the time. You went to a travel agent, who booked them for you over the phone. Or you could call the airline. Travel agents, there were actual shops. I feel really old after seeing this question. Lol. Younger people feel like fire, the wheel, and the internet were all invented in the same year. It's all ancient history to them. I know this was a serious question, but this gave me a good laugh. Simpsons has been around for so long that they show how https://youtube.be/v2tv, cgov pm, t=59. You could just show up at the counter and buy them. They also might have been able to call phone. Yeah, we used travel agents mainly, but could rock up to or phone the airline you wanted and book in. Then you'd have a certain time to get there and pay, else your booking would lapse. South Africa. Your best bet was to visit or call a travel agent. You could get tickets directly from airlines, but a travel agent would know about discounted fares and could manage more complicated needs, multi-leg travel, etc. Usually, they could save you a fair amount of money compared with booking on your own. Said it was worth the fee. There was a time when you actually could show up at the airport without reservations and hope there were empty seats on a plane going to your destination. This was known as flying standby, and it was cheap, but you had to be willing to accept the possibility that you wouldn't get on the flight you wanted that day. I think it's technically still possible, but flights tend to be fully booked and prices tend to go up, not down, as boarding time approaches. My dad used to work for one of the airlines back when I was a kid, and one of the perks was being able to fly that airline with no tickets. We could just walk up to the gate and see if there was room on the flight, and just hop on. It was awesome. You'd have to talk to an actual person, But people had less social anxiety, so it was okay. I've shown up at the airport once and paid a fortune for a ticket back in the early 90s. I live in Metro Atlanta, and years ago they used to have local ticket offices. When I lived in a smaller town, I had to use a travel agent.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.